So we begin to expand that who I think I am is no longer just an aware space, just this vantage point only. I am much bigger than that. But I don't know that. So I keep expanding and expanding and expanding when I begin to understand that we are all exactly the same beyond the form. What I'd like to do next is to explore some of the questions that I've been getting through emails within the past few weeks, actually. And I put them in a little booklet which you can have free when you leave. And these are quite relevant, and I picked up the best 5 because I felt that they would answer this. You see? Before we tackle them, let me say this. The biggest understanding, the greatest understanding you can have, okay, which will make everything clear, is to know the difference between awareness and thought. Now, everything that you think, I know it sounds redundant, but everything that you think is a thought. But what if you really look at that? Alert listening, remember? Alert listening. Everything that you think is a thought. Therefore, it cannot be real. It's a thought. Right? It's just a thought. Right? Whatever you think, it doesn't matter. Every belief that you have is just another thought. Every emotion that you feel is a thought made real. And you make it so real that it translates itself into emotion, motion of energy in the body. I remember when I was a teenager, I used to suffer tremendously from loneliness. And I used to experience, and I used to be with a gang, and we all loved each other. But even within this gang, I used to feel lonely, separate. And I used to experience these moments of, like everything is plastic, unreal, and frightening. It's as if I didn't want to continue living, and so I used to do a lot of crazy things, you know, wild parties and all that, because I figured, well, you know, something in me wanted to get rid of this feeling, this nagging ache that I had. It was through Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi that I understood that that ache, that loneliness, was my vastness. So it was truth, really. But it was interpreted from the me point. You see? From the thought point instead of the awareness point. Awareness, you see, awareness not only is never wrong and never makes a mistake, but awareness is. It has no beginning or end. It just is. Thought comes from it. Just like the sky, okay? The sky is always there. The sky is always just space. Clouds come and go. The clouds are like thoughts and emotions, feelings. Okay, these feelings come and go. So the sky can be covered up with these clouds, and you do not see the sky anymore. You don't even see the sun at all, because the clouds are so thick and dark. And people will say, "Oh, I'm so depressed because I'm filled with this darkness." Okay, but in truth, when we look deeper, the sky is always there. The sun is always there. The self, capital S, that which I am, that which is striving to know itself, that truth in me is always there. It's always pushing you, you see? And that pushing you when you don't understand it, it's called negativity. It's called emotional pain. Do you see the understanding here? So even the unnatural self, which we are born with, because we're born human before we get to know being, and then the two become one, even prior to that, you see, we can experience a lot of suffering. Because it is a way to drive the form to recognize itself. It is through the form that we recognize that which is beyond the form. Okay? So let me say this. What is the difference between awareness and thought? Would you like to share something? Share your feeling? There's a great deal of difference, and it is only when you see the difference that you realize they're both one.
Well, you can't have thought without awareness.
Very good.
But thought is the mind.
Thought is the mind.
Awareness is. And it's not of the mind.
It's not of the mind, no. No. And If there was no awareness, you would never know you are thinking. You wouldn't even be able to think.
I am, therefore I think. not I think, therefore I am.
Very good. Descartes was getting close, but he didn't quite have it. Descartes who said, I think, therefore I am. And it is very true, what you just said. Yes. So the thinking process, can we do without thinking? Feel it out. There's no right or wrong answer here. What do you feel? Can we do without thinking?
Not in this world.
Yeah. So we need thinking to survive, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. Yeah. In order to survive. But the point is to be aware of the thinking as simply a thought. And you can use thinking then creatively, you see? And that is the whole point. Right. So you don't need to get rid of anything. You don't need to get rid of a mind that is heavy with thought. You need to see it as it is. You see, when you're a child, you think like a child, you feel like a child, you act like a child, and it's a child. And when you're a teenager, you're totally different. The personality, the body, everything is different. When you're a man and a woman, you're totally different again. But the one thing that never changed was the awareness that you are. You see? That never changes. Okay, now we can go and answer some of these questions. Okay? This woman said, the comment you made in your script, How to Know Being, you wrote, if the identity ever changed, it could never observe change. Only that which is permanent and stable and lasting can see change, can know it. This is being. Could you please elaborate on this? Now, it's true, I made a statement like that. Everything changes. Nothing is stable. Nothing stands still, because if it did, there would be no world. The reason we have matter, which is molecular structure, is because of its vibration, because of its motion. Okay? That's why we have time. But everything changes. But how do we know that everything changes? You see? The only way, yeah?
Because of the vibration that's life.
Yes.
Nothing can...
Okay, you can see everything is vibration, everything is life, and everything changes. You see? And therefore we get scared. He says, well, since everything's changing, then I'm going to die and be no more. Because everything changes, right? So therefore I am the same way. I'm going to be the same way. And we miss a very important aspect of reality. The fact that you can see change means you are changeless. Change cannot see change.
What about memory? What about memory?
Yeah, memory changes. Memory cannot see, memory sees change. No, sorry. The awareness sees the change, sees the memory. You see? Memory cannot see change. Memory is change. Change cannot see change. You have to feel it out. This is alert awareness. This is alert attention here. Listening. Okay? It's not possible. Do not just accept it because I'm saying it. Okay? Please challenge it if you're not sure, because this brings exploration here. Change cannot see change. It can't. Thoughts are changing all the time. So if the thoughts cannot see change, they are changing. When a thought comes to you, it's not a thought. It's reality. If you have a depressing thought, you're depressed. I'm talking about an unawakened being. If a deep loneliness comes to you, you're lonely, period. The thought comes very strong, it's real to you. But in order for you to see this, in order for you to be aware of that thought, there has to be something greater than the thought, which does not change like the thought. And that is called awareness.